Magandang araw ulit mga ka-Otto, ka-Grab, ka-Brad, mga kaibigan. This is Rafi Makapagalagan. Again, the President and owner of Asen Cars Auto Center and ACAC Transportation Services. So actually, I'm here for this video. This is the next video that's supposed to be seen by everyone who has watched the first two videos about the Prosperity series, or Prosperity Starts with Education. So we're trying to educate everyone in terms of how to manage their financials. So coming from the last topic that we discussed, which is inflation, medyo kahit pa paano siguro nakuha ninyo na kahit po wala tayong ginagawa sa pera natin, hindi po pwedeng, hindi natutulog lang po yan at walang kinikita, no? So ngayon, and then the first part was all about the 6 words that are very important in the financial management ng ating mga kaperahan or ating mga kumpanya. I want to zoom in and go back and probably discuss in detail, how do we actually get ahead in terms of managing income, expense, and then the asset and liabilities, and then generating cash flow. So, practical way po, nasa practicality po tayo ngayon. So, babalikan ko lang po. The reason why there are people who are not prosperous, diba, as we mentioned in the first video of this particular series, is that some people have, more higher expenses and then lower income. So that means as the days go by, because mas malaki ginagastos natin, palubog ng palubog tayo sa utang, or pa-negative tayo ng pa-negative in terms of our net worth, of our financials, because we're not getting ahead in terms of what comes in to us as cash flow, no? Walang pumapasok sa ating kaban, bagkus puro palabas at mas marami pa yung palabas. Bakit? Now, maybe because this is the lack of discipline, the lack of planning, and the lack of accountability. So, ngayon, bibigyan ko kayo ng mas probably medyo big idea that you can probably do para ma-combat natin yung habit na to, no? It's a very, very bad habit. One bad habit of everybody who's been not moving or not growing at all when it comes to their financials is that they really lack discipline in terms of spending. So how do we discipline ourselves in spending? So there are 2 things lang that I want to actually ensure. These are strategic things na pwede nating magawa so that we can become ahead in terms of managing our income and our expenses, no? And then once we get a bit of a financial muscle, which is very important, no? Pag nagsisimula tayo, lalo na yung mga nagsisimula pa lang, kaka-graduate or mga nagsisimula magtrabaho, wala kayong financial muscle if you're just gonna be basing it on your own. Why? Because wala pa kayong naipon, or wala pa kayong probably wala kayong minana, or wala binigay sa inyong pera para inyong simulan sa inyong negosyo, no? Or para makapagnegosyo kayo. So if you want to start from scratch, kung mag-start kayo from scratch, I would advise that you listen to this, no? There are just plain tips that I can give you that will probably make you get a little bit ahead, and probably in the next 5 to 10 years you'll be a lot different than where you are now, no? So remember, guys, what we are now is a product of our choices in the past. So meaning kung nasan man tayo ngayon, ito po ay produkto ng mga maliliit na bagay, ng maliliit na choices that we actually did in the past. So kung kunyari ngayon may utang ka, or you're actually down, or you're bankrupt, it is because if you look back, there were decisions that you made that were probably wrong, or too risky, or you are probably not mindful, or not informed decision. And it cost us a lot, no? In terms of our financials. May mga nawala sa ating opportunities, may mga nawala sa ating mga resources because of wrong choices. But, kahit sinong mayaman ang tatanungin nyo, at sino mang successful na tao, whether successful in life or successful in their businesses or in their financials, they will tell you that they didn't get it overnight. Hindi nila to na-achieve overnight, na parang isang araw naisip nila, ay gusto kong yumaman, ito kinabukasan mayaman na sila. No. Or kinabukasan, I want to become really peaceful and I want to become a kinder person. Kinabukasan, mabait na sila. No, it doesn't happen that way. It's actually small decisions every single hour, every single day, and every single week, and every single month, every single year, and then you pile up those good decisions, it turns out that you will be way ahead of others. Just like one friend of mine, or maybe some of you have heard it, no? The only difference that he is rich and some of his friends are not so rich is because everything he does it with one more time. He adds one more. Like, I will sell 10 to 10 people today. He will say plus one. I will just do it one more time. I will run 10 kilometers today, if you're training, and then I will add one more mile or one more kilometer. So adding one in everything that we do each day or each hour, each minute, gives us the advantage in the years to come, like in 2 years, 3 years time, 4 years time. So one of the things that I did, probably that a lot of people that knows me will probably laugh, is that while everyone is sleeping, because I don't sleep that often, no? So I don't love sleep. So probably sleep 3 to 4 hours a day max. And that is true. And you can ask the people that know me, and people, you can ask my partner, you can ask my kids. I only sleep about 3 to 4 hours a day. And my body has come accustomed to that, no? Why? Because while everyone was sleeping, I am actually hustling. And I am making money. So if you're sleeping 10 hours a day and I'm sleeping 4 hours a day, I have 6 hours of hustling and making money. And I'll definitely compile that every single day. Then you are very much far from where you are now to where you will have to go if you just want to become, or if you just want to chase me when it comes to whatever I have made in my lifetime. So anyway, my point is, like, it's always the extra mile that gives us the extra advantage over others. So tip number 1, no? You have to plan, no, in terms of making sure that you become prosperous or mawala tayo sa kagipitan or kahirapan. We have to learn how to plan, because failing to plan is planning to fail. So if you plan, may solid plan ka, it's actually the blueprint, you understand, meron kang guide in terms of what you need to do so that you can get ahead, no? So you will be able to manage your finances. So for example, income and expense. So planning is about, you do some forecast, like, for this year, how much income do you think you will get out of, kunyari, may job ka and you have a salary. So you have to learn how to forecast or put some goals, like, okay, I will probably be promoted this year, so I need to be able to earn 40,000. From 30,000, I need to be 40,000. Okay, so if that's your plan, put it like, okay, in the next 12 months, I'll be earning this. And then you put also your plan in terms of your expenses. So if you don't have a plan in terms of your expenses, or bahala na gang kayo, trust me, you will never save a single centavo. So go back and maglista kayo, no? Kung hindi pa niyo 'to ginagawa, mag-start kayo maglist ng mga expenses ninyo. And then we will use that as your baseline. So meaning yung mga expenses ninyo, alam nyo, ito yung banta to, ito yung mga natin ng gas ko, down to the last centavo. I used to do this, even yung mga maliliit kong expenses, even yung piso kong bibigay sa mga batang paslit, even bibili ako ng candy or bibili ako ng sigarilyo, whatever. I put it there so that I know exactly how much money I have spent and where will I improve the following month. So, kung ngayong buwan na to, nilista mo lahat ng expenses mo, and you actually ended up more than your income, then nag-negative ka. So, pag negative ka, you have to look back and say, saan ako pwede mag-cut? So, if you have spent 43,000, 40,000 lang yung income, may negative 3,000 ka. So, you have to look at saan ako pwede mag-cut. Uy, bumili pala ako ng damit, hindi naman necessary. Uy, ito palang kuryente ko, pwede ko pang natipid. Or, ay, ito, dapat hindi ako bumili ng ganito. Or, dapat hindi muna pala ako nagpunta at kumain ng Jollibee. Anything. The whole point is, like, you know exactly where you can cut so that your income will fit, or you have to at least like have a minimal or lesser expenses than your income. But the goal is, if you want to prosper, you have to have higher income and then lower expenses. So ito yung sacrifice that you guys need to have, no? First is to plan to have a higher income and lower expenses. Kung itong income mo is fixed, then you have to adjust your spending, no? And we will talk about that more, no? And if you're really spending high, and that is really like basic, dahil marami ka palang anak at nag-aaral yung mga anak mo, that's the best you can do, then find another way or find other means for you to have a higher income. So that's why some people have dual jobs or some people have sidelines, di ba? It's because they cannot make ends meet. So here, we have to plan. So if you really want to become better in terms of your financials, you cannot live your life day on day and hoping that, a big bunch of money or, tons of money will fall from the sky or will grow on trees. That's not gonna happen. So it has to start with you taking a step back, sitting down, plan with your family, and discuss it with them. What we used to do is that we used to talk together with the kids and plan start of the year. What are the expenses that they will have? Like if they will buy laptops, if they will have like cell phones, they have to get it approved at the start of the year so that we can plan our finances. Because my earnings as the head of the family, I can forecast every year. Like, okay, this year, this is what my target. This is what I'm gonna earn. I'm gonna make like 12 million. I'm gonna make 20 million. So we have to budget and look at all the expenses that they're gonna be, forecasting. So vacation, so include everything. Do not try to remove anything. Budget for everything. But if your income will not meet those expenses that you would want, then it was time for you not to go about some of the probably expenses that you are planning for that year. There will be time and the perfect time for everything. So if this year you are still like a low income family, do not be overspending. Just live a simple life and then wait for your income to grow, no? The time will come wherein you can afford whatever it is that you want to do. If you're willing to do what other people are not doing now, then in the future you will be able to do the things that other people can even imagine. That's the good thing about making the sacrifices now rather than paying the consequences later. So now plan. So sit down, plan. So, how do we plan? Paano natin paplanuhin? So, sinabi ko mag-take down notes kayo, magsulatin nyo lahat ng mga expenses niyo. And then, baguhin natin yung formula natin. So, this is what I use as when I was younger and until now. So, kunyari, ang income ko is 40,000. I'm just speaking about average, new family income. And then, my expenses is somewhere, nagugulat ako around 43, 44, or sometimes 39. So, I'm really, really barely making it. Set specific goal. For example, 40,000. I want to save like 10% of this. I will save 10% and I will reduce 10% of my expenses so that I can save at least 4,000. So sabihin natin 4,000 is what you're targeting as your saving, savings. So itatabi mo yan para magkaroon ka ng financial muscle. This is what you're gonna use to invest into something that will actually make also income, So how do you change the formula? Ang formula na marami is income minus expense equals savings. Tama? So, income ko tapos yung gastos ko, kung matitira, savings. Tama? Ayan, ganyan tayong lahat, Ganyan. Income, I think baliktad yan, Income minus expense equals savings. Do you know that if you actually subtract the expenses from your income, you will actually end up with nothing? That's the human, nature. That whatever you have, you always tend to spend until the last centavo, and that's sad truth. So how do we combat that frame of mind? We have to be very conscious in terms of fighting ourselves. Our biggest enemy is not our neighbor, it's not our competition in the business, it's yourself. Your biggest enemy is yourself. So if you conquer yourself and start trying to change your mindset and your principle and the way you look at things and the way you will execute things, you will see your life transform as well. So in order to have a prosperity, in order for you to prosper, you have to have a prosperity mindset. So the mindset starts with income, baguhin natin yung formula, income minus savings. So your target savings is 10%. So kunyari 40,000 minus 4,000, itatabi na natin yung 4,000, equals expense. So meaning, look at the formula. From kanina, 40 minus 43,000 equals negative 3,000 ka kasi expenses mo 43. Ngayon, para magkaroon ka ng konting nakaitabi at magkaroon ka ng financial muscle at hindi ka maubos, what you will do is like your income, unahin mo ngayon i-subtract ang savings or target savings mo is 10%. So remove the 4,000 from the 40,000, you'll get 36,000, right? So how do you actually, paano yan? Sabihin niyo sa akin, ay paano yan, Sir Rafi, wala na po, 36,000, layo po niyan sa 43,000, paano ko po yan mapapagkasya? Here's the thing. The 4,000 becomes non-negotiable. Itabi mo yan. No? Hindi mo gagalawin yan. That is your savings. Now, 36,000 is what you call your budget. Your budget is your expense. Your budget is 36,000. Meaning, find ways and means na pagkasya ng budget. At sa totoo lang, mga kaibigan, no? Mga ka-auto, ka-grab, kahit magkano yan, mapapagkasya natin yan kung talagang babudgetin natin. Bakit? Kasi pwede naman tayong magtiis. Pwede tayong mag-adjust. And most especially, we are creatures that are adaptable to the situation. So maraming tao, kalahati lang yan, 36,000 yan, napapagkasya. So kaya ngayon, we will train and discipline ourselves to make this fit, yung 36,000. So now, your formula becomes income minus savings equals expense. Now, ngayon papasok yung budgeting. Kaya kailangan mo mag-record, tingnan mo ngayon ano yung mga pwede mong tanggalin doon sa 43,000 yun. I'm sure you will find a lot. You will find that there are things there that you don't need. Pagtitiisin mo muna yan. Bakit? Because you want to enjoy better things in life later on. Why? Because if you have financial muscle, you can definitely leverage. Meaning, mas marami nang pupasok sa yung pera later on because may muscle ka. Rather than now, everything is reliant on your own effort. Remember this, walang yumayaman nang nakarely lang sa sarili nilang pagod at effort. No? Meaning, hindi ka magkakaroon ng karangyaan o hindi ka magiging prosperous kung nakarely ka lang sa skills, oras at yung pagiging hardworking mo. You need to have leverage. You need to be able to invest also not only in yourself, meaning you have to have money to make money. So now, your skills, invest it now or invest in your skills so that you can get more money that you can actually put na later on you can invest into things that can generate you passive income, which is another topic na that we can later on discuss. So now, at least may discipline ka na. So ngayon may discipline ka na. Now, do it like 3-4 months, you will get used to that, no? And then, another thing that you need to do is when you get increased, no? When you get to have additional income, di ba, bigla ka nagka-increase, nagka-bonus ka, stop spending it and stop finding ways to spend it. Stop spending on wants, no? Stop spending on nonsense. So, disciplined spending is spending only on needs. No? So needs versus wants. Yung wants, you will deal with this later on when you already have financial muscles and you can actually gain more than what your effort is, then you can spend more. Now trust me, you'll be able to do this later on in your life. Now, no matter what you spend, you can never, probably spend enough, or you can never spend enough that it will make a dent in your treasure or treasury, sa bulsa mo. Kahit anong gastos mo, hindi nauubos yung kaban mo. No, maniwala kayo sa akin, just do it now. In a few years, you will see the difference, no? And some people try to live within their means lang, gastos hanggang maubos yung mga pera nila. But try not to be very, very, try not to spend so much and be prudent in spending. So magtiis ka muna, just the bare necessities. Just focus on the wants. So pag meron kang, just focus on the needs and, remove the wants. Pag meron kang nakita doon sa listahan mo, sa budget mo ng mga wants, mga gusto, mga good to have, cast it out first, no? Cast it out first. Kung meron ka makitang pagkain dyan na sobrang mahal na pwede mo naman makuha. So try to be intelligent and smart. Kung anong season ng mura, pag mura ang gulay, maggulay ka na menu. Pag magmura ang karne, saka ka magkarne. Pag mura ang prutas, add more fruits in your diet. So there are so many ways that you can actually make your budget work, no? So but bottom line is you need to learn how to budget. Budget is the key. So nakakita na ba kayo ng kumpanya na naging successful nang hindi naglalaro sa budget or hindi nagiging successful sa budget? Every company has its budget time or budget months wherein they will forecast whatever budget they will be spending next year. Ngayon, the accuracy of the forecast and the ability of the company to follow those budget is the measure of their success. Kasi kung na-follow mo yung plan, you will definitely achieve your goal, no? So in this case, our goal is to be able to save at least 10% of what you were earning. So kunyari na-increase ang ka, 50,000, Mas maganda yan, don't just like save 10%. Di ba, nakakatiis ka naman sa 36,000. Ilagay mo muna yung 14,000, yung increase mo plus yung 4,000 na lagi mo tinatanggal, pagka-share mo pa rin yung 36,000, lalaki ngayon yung naiipon mo, unti-unting pwede mo nang ibili ng something that probably is self-earning or like passive income or asset that generates cash flow to you. So, if you do this like for consistently for a year, let's say a year or two, you can definitely gain a little bit of financial muscle. Now, if you gain a little bit of financial muscle, no, what do you do? What do you do? So, kung meron ka ng financial muscle, a little bit of financial muscle, all you need to do is first, stop procrastinating. Ito yung second action natin. So, plan and then take action. So, meaning execute. Yung plano natin, baliwala yan kung hindi natin gagawin. No? So, planning is nothing. It's just a piece of idea, piece of idea and paper. But if you will execute, kung ano yung pinlano mo, kunyari, ito ang plano ko, sige, gagawin ko to. Execute means take action. This is where the problem really lies. Why? The human brain is not designed to actually succeed and to actually work towards success. Our human brain, no, in science, is designed to self-preserve. Meaning, kaya tayo mas komportable na mag-delay or magpahinga or wag umalis kung meron tayong appointment, biglang magbabago isip natin, it's better for us to stay and be still. Ayaw natin ng kumikilos towards accomplishing something, no? Most of us, alam natin to. But every successful people fought this particular, mindset along the way of their journey towards greatness. So if you're not ready to fight this particular scientific, explanation of how our mind or our brains are wired, then you're not destined to succeed. You're destined to preserve yourself. So there's nothing wrong with that. You will preserve yourself. You will not do anything if you don't need to do anything. But in the process, you will never be a successful person that can live your life to the fullest, because all you will need to do is just preserve your energy and then preserve yourself, because that's how the human brain is designed. So you have to combat that, procrastination. So instead of saying tomorrow or like I will just rest or probably I'll try to find time. These are like lame excuses, guys. Madami dito na nagtatanong sa aming mga grab cars. Interesado sila, they're so excited, blah blah blah. And then when my staff will ask, okay, can you set an appointment? What do they say? They say like, okay po, pagka nagka-oras ako. Come on, guys. Procrastination is the first indicator that you'll never be successful, because delaying something means you are going to not achieve anything.